Welcome to the Say Yes to Summer Weight Loss and Nutrition Challenge. So, by now, you should have done the workshop that's going to help you align your intentions, set your goals, and really make that plan mentally for yourself, walking through your awareness of what you're doing right now. Is it working? Is it not working? That second step of setting intentions. What do you want to do? What's realistic? We're not setting the intention to lose 30 pounds this month. We're setting the intention to lose a certain amount of weight that's realistic each week, that's going to add up and give us that momentum to keep going. Then you're going to picture it. You're going to picture all of this happening. And like I said, you should have done this in the workshop. If you haven't, make sure you watch that and work through the worksheet before you keep going. Then you're really going to lay out what are the obstacles that are coming your way right now this month so that you can plan for them, so that you can know for them, and then we can move through them together. And then you're going to take the action. I'm going to lay out the exact actions that we're going to focus on for the next 4 weeks. So, first things first, whole food nutrition. This is eating whole foods. This is not something that's going to be news to you. We've all heard of the Whole30. You know, if you've been on any type of diet before, it's typically focused on that whole food. Unless you're eating like supplements and bars and shakes, then this is going to be such a welcome change for your system, because when you start to eat whole foods, you're getting the fiber, you're getting the protein, you're getting the fats, you're getting all the nutrients that are unable to be put into supplements and powders and things like that. So we're going to focus on whole food nutrition. And this is really going to look like 4 or 5 fistfuls of veggies. So I'm talking about this much, a big handful of spinach, a fistful of carrots, a big handful of kale, cauliflower, and you name it. Any non-starchy or low-starchy vegetable is going to count for that. We're going to focus on 4 or 5 of those every single day. Okay, we're going to focus on 3 palms of protein. So again, keeping it so simple, we're going to focus on protein in all of your meals, lean proteins all of your meals. We're going to focus on fats. Thinking about your thumb is like about a serving size. That's kind of a weird serving size, but the fats can add up quickly when it comes to calories. So your nuts, your avocados, your coconut, your oils, those are going to add up quickly when it comes to calories, but that is where the satisfaction really comes from food. So that is not something that we ever want to skip on. So we're going to focus on vegetables and protein and fat. We're also going to bring in the carb piece, but really we're not going to worry about it right now, because if you're eating whole foods and you're eating fruits and nothing is off limits from a whole food perspective, you're saying yes to all of these main whole foods, you're going to get the carbs in. You're going to get the carbs in from all these different ways. If you want this challenge to give you better, faster results, then you're going to cut gluten. This is completely your choice. This is your body. This is your challenge. This is your choice. I find that if you choose to eat naturally gluten-free, so you're eating potatoes if you want, you're eating rice if you want, you're eating things that are naturally gluten-free, they're already whole foods, because gluten foods are often processed, those processed cakes and cereals. Even if they're gluten-free, they're processed. And if you're choosing the whole food approach without the gluten, you're going to get much better results. We can always talk through that as an obstacle, but make a decision now that you're really going to become super aware of any gluten that you're eating, and you're going to cut down on it if you want to get those better results. Again, in this challenge, nothing is off limits. You are focused completely on getting those things that I just mentioned in, getting the vegetables in every single day, getting the protein in every single day, getting the fats in every single day. When you do this, you calm your whole system down. So maybe in the past you were used to this roller coaster where you'd have something in the morning, then you would try not to eat, or you wouldn't eat and you were doing some intermittent fasting, or you were eating in the morning in little mini meals. This all doesn't matter. This is an eating style, and this is going to be totally up to you. You're going to navigate how often and how many times throughout the day you eat. Your plan and your goal is to get in those things I just mentioned, the veggies, the proteins, and the fats. We're going to tune into the carbs as we get going. So right now, make that your mission, make that your goal. And then as we move through these lessons, you're going to learn how to do that, how to make it easier, what to throw together, what you can do, and that's really going to be your focus. When you focus on adding on for nutrition, so most importantly, you're doing these things, all of a sudden you're going to notice that your body is actually not running on empty, because when you're eating fat and protein and you're eating vegetables, then your system is not then sending you these messages like, we need sugar right away. Hurry, give us some quick carbs. Hurry, give us a hit. This is what stabilizes your system, that allows your body to start to really lose fat and change how it feels, because you're not going on these up and downs with blood sugar and with and with your hunger cycles and your starvation in general. So that is what we're going to do from a nutrition standpoint, especially this week. All week, I want you to think about you're going to check in daily on if you're getting the vegetables, the protein, and the fat. You're also responsible for your water. So at least 60 ounces. I drink 3 to 4 of these every day. I try to drink like 1 or 2 when I'm working out, 1 in the morning and then 1 after. And then I try to drink 2 more throughout the day. Pick a goal. If you have a 32-ounce water bottle like this, choose to fill it up twice at the beginning. So that's going to give you 60 ounces. Anything above that could be a bonus. But really set that plan that like carbs are not going to be your focus. You're going to focus on the veggie, the protein, and the fat, and the water. And that's where you're putting your time, energy, and attention into doing that, into taking the action on that, not into worrying about what you can't have. Because like I said, when we take and we make nothing off the table, you are welcome to have as much ice cream as you want. Now, if you want to get results, you aren't going to be able to do that, right? So that's where you're going to start to figure out, okay, I really want to get results. I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. How can I make less room? How can I be more choosy and more intentional about the things that I'm adding in there? So that brings me to the second thing. Every single day, you're responsible for a 5-minute journal. You can journal for 20 minutes or you can journal for 45 like I do some days, but you have to do at the bare minimum 5 minutes of journaling. So this, like I said, is the game plan for the entire month, and we're going to focus on how do we continue to build consistency. I'm not expecting you to be 100% accurate, especially right off the bat, but the goal is to get you energized and excited about what we are going to do that is going to give you the results without causing that feeling of restriction, without causing that feeling of shame or guilt or negative energy. So first is the food, second is the journaling. Each day, if you do nothing more than make yourself a little list and you set that timer on your phone for 5 minutes, that is amazing. What you're doing is you're building your brain, mind, body connection when you journal. So you sit down, you make a quick gratitude list. This could be something that kind of comes up every single time. You're thankful for God, the universe, energy, the earth. You're thankful for your family. You're thankful for your house, your job, those type of things. And then I challenge you to bring in something new every single day that you're grateful for. Could be something that happened yesterday, could be the hot cup of coffee you have, could be the cozy blanket, the fact that it's sunny, the fact that it's raining, whatever it is, you're bringing that in. So even if it's just a quick list, first thing's gratitude. Second thing is going to be what you want to clear and let go of. You want to clear the overwhelm. You want to clear the guilt. You want to clear the frustration. You want to clear the fight that you got in with your sister or whatever it is you want to release, you want to clear, you want to let go of. The third thing is what you want to feel more of. What do you want to create in your day? You want to create more calm. You want to create more control. You want to create more consistency. You want to create more follow through in taking care of you, right? So we have the food covered. We have the 5 minutes of journaling covered. We are on to number 3, which is exercise. Most importantly, you're moving your body 5 days a week. So I don't care what you do for this first week. I don't care if you want to do yoga. I don't care if you want to go to a Peloton class on your phone, if you want to go to a Peloton class in your basement, if you want to go to a class at the gym, if you want to go for a run, if you want to turn on a YouTube video, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're checking that box. If you're already checking the workout box, amazing. Give yourself credit. That is so great. You don't have to spend extra energy right now fine-tuning that. Just check that box and move on. 5 days a week, absolutely, when it comes to movement, when it comes to exercise. This is going to be so huge for stress. As you know, it's also huge for your body, not only the tone piece. We can get into the details as we go. We can add that strength training. We can kind of fine-tune on our calls or with questions about what could be the best exercise. But right now, make sure that you're just checking that box. The next thing that we're going to focus on is sleep. So we're going to set the bar low, making sure that you get 7 hours of sleep each day. I'm not going to say that you need to get 8 or even 9. If you are right now getting like 4 or 5, then you want to make your goal 6. If you are right now getting 5 or 6, you want to make sure it's 7. If you are already getting 7, again, that's amazing. So check that box and recognize how important sleep is when it comes to fat loss. When it comes to being able to make the choices you want with nutrition, the more run down, the more tired we are, the more our brain sends us messages like, oh my gosh, I just need a cookie. Oh my gosh, I just need something at 4 o'clock that's sweet and crunchy that's going to help get me through. When we're tired, it's so much harder to stick to our nutrition plan, which is why this piece is in there, and it's really important. And then that brings me to the last thing, which is the motto of being so choosy. Being so choosy, being so intentional. This is with everything. So these 5 things, filling up on the whole food nutrition, focusing on 5 minutes of journaling a day, sleep, exercise, and then being super intentional and choosy. This is going to play out throughout the whole 4 weeks. And you might be like, but you know what? Every single good diet boils down to these things. And the problem is that we just don't stick with them because we make them miserable. We make them hard. We make them complicated. We overthink them. We don't make them joyful, or we just get distracted. So when we double down and we focus on these things, they're actually very simple. They're not necessarily easy. They're not easy when our life is busy. They're not easy when we're stressed. They're not easy when we're tired. So that's what we're going to do right now is we're going to make them more automatic, and we're going to make them easier, and we're going to hold you so accountable to these things. When I say be choosy, one of the biggest things I'm talking about is the way that you're talking to yourself. I am talking about you being so choosy with the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself, because you've heard the stories, you've probably seen a YouTube video or two, and if not, I'm happy to show you about how we hear our own thoughts, about how if you're talking to a plant negatively, they are soaking in that energy. All of our thoughts carry a vibration. And when it comes to vibrating, you want to be choosing thoughts that are the higher vibration, that have motivation to them, that have power to them, that are going to help move you forward. I'm not talking about toxic positivity. We could get into processing emotions, and we can get into so many things that are beyond the scope of this 4 weeks. This is exactly what we cover in Positively Lighter. So basically what we've done for this 4 weeks is take one piece of the Positively Lighter framework in each space. So the vibe, we've taken that piece, we've taken the nutrition piece, and then we've taken the sleep and journaling piece from the lifestyle habits. And we're just focusing on those because all of these together create weight loss in a way that feels good to your system. So you're not like, oh my gosh, I hated that. Now what am I supposed to do, right? And you don't then go backwards. All of that to say, be choosy, be intentional with your thoughts. If you wake up in the morning and you go to get dressed, you're not saying things like, what's wrong with me? Why don't these pants fit? You're not telling yourself these negative stories. You're saying, I'm actively doing something for myself right now. I am actively putting myself on my own list. This is what is so powerful and so huge. When it comes to nutrition and you are checking those boxes of the veggies, of the protein, of the fat, then what I'm talking about is being choosy. You can have a glass of wine. You can have a piece of chocolate. You can have an ice cream cone for your kid's birthday or for a celebration. This is where you have to be so choosy and so intentional throughout these 4 weeks. If you want that glass of wine and it is going to be something that you savor and you enjoy and you sit down and you soak it in, by all means, you should have it. Absolutely. This is not about perfection. This is about living life and enjoying it while you get the body that you want, right? So same thing goes for the ice cream. Same thing goes for the cookie. Same thing goes for the whatever, right? You are being so choosy and intentional. The thing about weight loss is if we're so choosy and intentional about every single treat we have, we probably aren't in this place that we are now with this battle. But what happens, and you're not alone, is that life happens. And so you get home, you're really busy, you throw together some dinner, and you're kind of spent. And so you're like, you know what, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. I am done. So you have a glass of wine. It doesn't even taste that good because you're tired. You kind of have a little bit of a headache. You decide, I'm gonna have a half a glass more. You have a half a glass more. On the counter, you have some leftover cookies that someone had dropped off, and all of a sudden you're eating 1 or 2 of those. None of this is a huge problem, except you didn't really choose that, right? This is just kind of life happening. Same thing, you go to a party, you just start snacking, you're talking, you're not paying attention, this tastes really good. All of a sudden you're like, whoops, I didn't really actually want to do that. So the be choosy part is that you get home from that same day, you've had a crazy day, you are like, I really want a glass of wine. You sit down, you pour this glass of wine, you savor it, you enjoy it, and then you move on. There's no guilt, there's no extra half and a little bit of cookies and just like everything kind of blurring together. You're being so choosy and intentional. And if you follow this motto throughout the next 4 weeks and forevermore, you are going to feel the results of your intention. You're going to find more joy in everything you're doing, because if you don't really want the glass of wine, because actually you're really tired, what you really want is a cup of tea or maybe a shower or to get on the couch and watch some TV, then that's going to fill you up. And B, this is going to help you to make the choices that you ultimately want to make, which are going to lead to your vision, which are going to help you to align to your goals. So let me know how that sounds. This is the Kickoff Whole Food Nutrition, focusing on you, focusing on your positive thoughts and your very specific intentions about you. And then each day you're going to notice that there's a new lesson on the app that is going to just support you. You want to talk about veggies? There's a lesson about veggies, and then about protein, about things you can control and stress, all of the things that are going to get in the way of you doing this action plan. So I am 100% here for you. Share with us what you need, what questions you have, what's coming up, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you. Let's do it.